Anthony here from My Cigar Pack, once again in Las Vegas. We're at the Joya de Nicaragua booth, right?
Yes.
With Juan. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you for having us. So, the Joya de Nicaragua. How long has Joya been around? A while, right?
It's actually the oldest brand and the oldest factory from Nicaragua. So this year we're 56 years in the making. So before anything that you know about Nicaragua,
you guys were way ahead of the curve.
This company was way ahead of the curve. It was founded in 1968.
You guys put out some phenomenal cigars.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm actually smoking. A friend of mine gave me this cigar. This cigar is about 30 years old.
Wow.
He bought it from a collector or something like that.
Yeah.
It's from the 1990s. And I know that because the band, that was the style of the band that we used. And every decade we sort of change and update, and this is the band. So this is a Clásico Original Señorita from the 1990s, probably 1995, 1996.
95?
95, 96.
I was born in 95.
There you go. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. The cigar is as old as me. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, Juan, let's talk.
Let's do it.
Let's talk. All right, so let's go, 5 things every day. You wake up in the morning, you want a cigar. What is, the first cigar you go for? Maybe mid-afternoon, the second cigar you go for. How many cigars you smoke in a day? 5 maybe? Or a little less?
No, a little less. On a regular day, it's going to be about 3. Like on and off.
Okay.
There's always interruption. If I'm on a regular day, if I'm working in the factory, there's a bit more because you're tasting. We do a lot of sampling, tasting, and stuff like that. And then I have my personal time, my personal cigar time, which is separate from my job-related smoking, right?
This is you disconnecting.
This is me going to my humidor in the evening, generally in the evening, grabbing a cigar and lighting them up, whatever I feel like every day. But I generally start with something, technically with something that we're working on.
Okay.
So to see how it's evolving, so my first cigar of the day, it's always going to be something that's on the works, or that it's being introduced, or something that is just because I want to see how the cigar is performing in the morning.
Yeah, especially when you step away from, you're not at work, you're home or wherever you're at, and you want to unwind and you want to take it from the consumer's perspective, right?
Yeah.
And that's very important. Is how does this cigar, what is somebody gonna, they're sitting home, they're lighting a cigar up like that, what are they gonna feel, the nuances, the flavors and all that stuff.
So smoking a cigar, the experience that you get by smoking a cigar is very personal, but it's also very specific to the circumstances that you're smoking.
Yeah.
So I personally try to replicate the experience a regular cigar smoker would have. Smoking a cigar in the factory is under controlled conditions, like the lab. You have all the good. The tobacco is well kept and everything.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, you try to replicate it. I try to keep the cigars as close as a traditional, regular consumer would have them.
Yeah.
On a humidor or typical. Leave them out once in a while. Light them up as I would generally do it, just to feel the true experience of the cigar. So that's how I gauge how ready the cigar is, if it's performing well under regular circumstances, not under lab conditions.
How long would you age a cigar? Say you guys dropped a box released today of some cigars, and you take them home, you buy them from the store, you buy them from My Cigar Pack, right?
There you go.
You're putting them in your home humidor. Say it's a 20 count box. Are you blowing through that 20? Or you're going to take a couple, you're going to put them to the side?
I generally take always from the first batches. I always save something, but going back further in time, being in the trade, time is the most important element in the cigar. Obviously, the quality of the tobacco, that's a given, but time is very important. From the moment the seed of tobacco is planted in the field to the moment the cigar reaches the consumer's hand, you can have 4, 5, 6, up to 10 years. From growing the tobacco, processing the tobacco, curing the tobacco, fermenting it, aging the tobacco for about 2 to 3 years, making the cigars, aging the cigar at the factory for about 6 months up to a year, then shipping the cigars, aging the cigars at the distributor and all that. So there's a lot of time. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter how much time I give it, because the cigar has gone through a lot of time. Both time for the tobacco and time for the cigar itself. Whatever I give it at home, it's extra. It's on top of that, right?
Yeah.
So I generally tend to smoke fresher, in the sense of closer to home, in time. But generally, you would have our cigars, when they hit the shelves, when a consumer buys a box, they should be ready to smoke.
Yeah, absolutely.
They should be ready to smoke. They generally have, as I said, tobacco-wise, 5, 6, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Cigar-wise, at least a year in aging.
Okay.
From the 6 months in the escaparates aging rooms to the aging in the boxes. So it's quite a lot of time.
It's beautiful. So we're going to talk about my cigar pack for a second, right? So our club memberships, we have our mild to medium and our medium to full. Our 2 core memberships. Where would you take, let's say 1 cigar each from Joya, where would you place it in the mild to medium pack, and where would you place it in the medium to full pack?
Mild to medium, we have quite a few offerings. We have the Joya Cabineta,
Okay.
which is quite an interesting cigar. It's my favorite morning cigar. It has 2 wrappers. Actually, that blend that you have over there, 2 wrappers. It's a very creamy, silky smoke with a lot of flavor. It's like smoking a cappuccino, almost in that sense.
That's beautiful.
So that's the perfect mild to medium cigar.
Yeah.
We also have the Joya Clásico Original, which is it's a milder cigar. It's this blend. It's original. Our best-selling cigar around the world. That's the mild cigar that we have. And then on the fuller body, we have the Antaño families, which are Nicaraguan to the core, robust, rich, that Nicaraguan character that people like. So we have the Antaño Original, the Antaño Darko Rojo, Antaño Gran Reserva, and the Antaño CT are also on the fuller body strain. Or Obras Maestras, we have also Cinco de Cinco. It's also on the fuller body, and the Cuatro Cinco is also on the full body. So we have 14 brands.
Nice array of collection.
There's a range of collection for every cigar smoker, not only in terms of profile, but also in terms of price point, experience-wise. If you take a look at all of those brands, we have a cigar for everybody.
And you'll see, we'll take some videos, some pictures around. You'll see the collection of Joya has. They have a vast, vast portfolio.
Yes.
So take a look out, my cigar pack, check it out. You'll see Joya featured sometimes. I'm excited. I love the cigars. I want to thank you, Juan.
Thank you,
It's
man.
been a nice time to sit down and talk to you.
Let me give you some cigars for you guys to enjoy.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Peace, guys.